Burning Man. Somebody died at Burning Man. A body was found in a pool of blood at the Burning Man festival. Some people are hypothesizing it could have been a sacrifice. Somebody saying it could be foul play. Somebody saying it could be misadventure. But somebody died at Burning Man and they found this person's body in a pool of blood at the festival. Pretty fucking scary shit. This sounds like what's that, Midsummer? It sounds like it sounds like a plot of a fucking A24 movie. This sounds fucking scary, no cap. Burning Man, dead body found in pool of blood at the festival. A man has been found dead in a pool of blood at Burning Man festival in Nevada, officials say. The man's body, described as a white adult, was found lying on the ground around 9 p.m. on Saturday at the Art and Music Festival in the Black Rock Desert, roughly 110 miles away from Reno. They said that he was discovered while the festival's large wooden effigy of a man at the center of the festival was engulfed in flames. Excuse me? So this body was found under the effigy. This sounds like a sacrifice to me, no? The body was found under the effigy. Hold on. It was discovered. Officials said the festival goer flagged down a sheriff's deputy and reported seeing a male suspect lying in a pool of blood. The sheriff's office set up a perimeter at the scene and has been treating it as a homicide, interviewing several participants. The body, which has not been identified, had been identified yet, I'm going to give it the update now, was taken to a medical examiner while the festival continued until 6 p.m. Jesus Christ, man. Capitalism, innit? Capitalism, innit? They found a body under an effigy or near an effigy in a pool of blood. And the festival still carried on. Jesus Christ, man. The festival, and I bet you, most likely, right? Most likely, they probably had the blast. You know, the knowledge of somebody passing away, kind of get in tune with your fucking spirit self and grounded with the surroundings. I bet you the rave that happened after they found that body was probably the best rave people that go there have ever been to. I bet you it was the best rave they've ever been to because of that fucking spooky feeling of somebody passing away a couple of hours before. Jesus Christ. On the ground, by the way, not just anybody, somebody on the ground. Although this act appears to be a singular crime, all participants should always be vigilant of the surroundings and acquaintance of the sheriff's office. Officials say the crime scene is being preserved, but the case is a complicated investigation as the makeshift Black Rock City where the event is located will be gone in the middle of the week. Yeah, so all evidence will be gone, so they have to kind of secure that spot as much as they can. Maybe it's all the conditions won't help with preserving some of the evidence. I'm not too sure. Burning Man organizers said that they were cooperating with the law enforcement and asked participants to not interfere with their investigation. The quote here says, "The safety and the well-being of our community is paramount." Their statement said, adding that the support services, including crisis support team, were available. Burning Man is the celebration of self-expression, which culminates in the ceremonial burning of its towering 40-foot effigy. Its origins have been traced back to the incarnation of the 8-foot wooden man in San Francisco Baker Beach in 1986, which eventually evolved into an annual gathering. So yeah, madness. But they have identified the guy. Unfortunately, courtesy of New York Times, there's official update here. Man from Russia, unfortunately, a guy from Russia called Vadim Kruglov, 37, was found lying in a pool of blood, authorities say. So R.I.P. Vladimir Kruglov, R.I.P. Vladimir Kruglov. What a fucking cruel way to go, man. You're at a festival, letting your hair down, you know, embracing yourself, tapping into your inner child, surrounding yourself with loved ones, especially a festival like Burning Man that's known to be one of the most like lovey-dovey ones because you don't have money, you have to barter, so that kind of forces a lot more communication and conversation. You know, people sleep in other people's vans and shit, swap things, you know. It's all really a community type of thing. I've even heard of people that have a really strong offline community away from the fucking Burning Man festival, so you can only imagine, you know. So yeah, really feel bad for this kid, man. Really feel bad. It says, as you scroll here, a man was found dead lying in a pool of blood at Burning Man. The man was found obviously deceased on Saturday. Sheriff Jerry Allen from the Person County, Nevada, said in a statement his body was taken to the Washoe County Regional Medical Examiner's Office. Using fingerprints, sheriffs said in a statement he was identified as Vadim Kroglov, 37. It was not immediately clear how Mr. Kroglov died. The medical examiner office did not immediately return requests for comment. The death prompted a homicide investigation by local and federal officials, which Sheriff Allen said was continuing. The sheriff's office asked the public on Monday to help identify the victim, who they said was 6 foot tall, weighed 200 pounds, had a short brown hair. Mr. Kroglov's family had been notified. Can you imagine that call? Can you imagine that call? RIP to Vadim. Can you imagine that call? Can you imagine as a parent, you know, receiving that phone call that your kid that goes to festivals, that is a bit of a, you know, probably a bit of a free spirit, you know, whatever, has been to many places with no fucking hitch, no fucking issues. Can you imagine how heartbreaking it must be for the parents to suddenly see this person be like, yep, unfortunately your person has gone. Heartbreaking, man. Absolutely heartbreaking. RIP Vadim. Deputies responded to 1914 on Saturday to a report of the man on the ground. The report came on the festival's towering wooden sculpture, which is shaped like a man, was beginning to burn. Several participants who had been in the immediate area were interviewed. There's heavy law enforcement presence at the scene as multiple Nevada state agencies responded. In a statement, Burning Man said the festival was grieving the loss of the community member and offered their condolences to Mr. Kroglov's family. The organizers said the festival is assisting in the sheriff's office investigation. So yeah, RIP to Mr. Kroglov, man. You sometimes see a lot of this happening in like festivals or raves that I go to, because people get shitty drugs, right? They get drugs cut with fentanyl, drugs cut with rat poison, drugs cut with fucking, I don't know, whatever, horrible shit. And that's how people pass. Or nowadays, there's been a shift, I've felt like, with people sometimes passing because of misadventure, like just doing too much, you know? The kind of thing where they're drinking too much or they're not eating enough and then something tragic happens. So those things I'm kind of used to hearing, as macabre and as sad and as bad as they sound. I'm used to hearing that. I'm not used to hearing somebody getting murdered, allegedly, at a fucking festival. That sounds insane, you know? And the way, you know, the festival is, with its spiritual kind of, you know, foundations, esoteric vibes, blah, 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 ritualistic, you know, your brain just goes to that easy fucking conclusion that something, you know, something crazy might have gone down. Something crazy might have gone down. But yeah, man, RIP to Vadim. RIP to Vadim. RIP to Vadim.